Are these chanted or do I just say it? Okay. Mayang aya tisaranena saha atta silani yachama. Dutiyampi mayang aya tisaranena saha atta silani yachama. Tatiyampi mayang aya tisaranena saha atta silani yachama. Okay, English. There's actually not. I don't see for a group from a nun in English. Um, I guess we IA request the 3 refuges and the 8 precepts for a second time. We IA request the 3 refuges and the 8 precepts for a third time. We IA request the 3 refuges and the 8 precepts.
Now, repeating after me. I'll say the Namo Tassa 3 times and then you repeat. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one.
Buddham Saranam Gacchami.
Buddha Sara
Dhammang Saranam Gacchami.
Dham Sara Cha
Sanghang Saranam Gacchami.
Sara Cha.
Together. To the Buddha I go for refuge. To the Dhamma I go for refuge. To the Sangha I go for refuge. Dutiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami.
Dutiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami.
Dutiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
Dutiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
Dutiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami.
Dutiyampi Saranang Gacchami.
For the second time to the Buddha I go for refuge. For the second time to the Dhamma I go for refuge. For the second time to the Sangha I go for refuge. Tatiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami.
Dutiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami. Tatiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami.
For the third time to the Buddha I go for refuge. For the third time to the Dhamma I go for refuge. For the third time to the Sangha I go for refuge. To Saranagamanam Nititam, this completes the going for the 3 refuges. Anatipata Viramani Sikkapadang Samadhiyami.
Anatipata Veramani Sikkapadang Samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from taking the life of any living creature. Adinnadana Viramani Sikkapadang Samadhiyami.
Adinnadana Veramani Sikkapadang Samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from taking that which is not given. Abrahmacharya Viramani Sikkapadang Samadhiyami.
Brahmacharya Veramani Sikkapadang Samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from any intentional sexual activity. Musawada Viramani Sikkapadang Samadhiyami. I undertake the precept to refrain from lying. Sura Merayamadrapamadatana Viramani Sikkapadang Samadhiyami.
Sikkapadang Samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from consuming intoxicating drink and drugs which lead to carelessness. Vikalabhojana Viramani Sikkapadang Samadhiyami.
Jana Veramani Sikkapadang Samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from eating at inappropriate times. Nachagita Vadita Visukadasana Mala Gandhabile Panadarana Mandana Vibhusanatana Viramani Sikkapadang Samadhiyami.
Shagita Vadita Visukadasana Mala Ganda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanatana Veramani Sikkapadang Samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from entertainment, beautification, and adornment. Uchasayana Mahasayana Viramani Sikkapadang Samadhiyami.
Sikkapadang Samadhiyami.
I undertake on high or luxurious sleeping places. Imani atta Sikkapadani Samadhiyami.
Atta Sikkapadani Samadhiyami. Imani Atta Sikkapadani Samadhiyami. Imani Atta Sikkapadani Samadhiyami. I undertake these 8 precepts. I undertake these 8 precepts. I undertake these 8 precepts.
Imani atta Sikkapadani silena sugatimyanti silena bhoga sampada silena nibutimyanti tasma silang visodhaye. These are the 8 precepts. Virtue is the source of happiness. Virtue is the source of true wealth. Virtue is the source of peacefulness. Therefore, let virtue be purified. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. You can bow 3 times. And now we will turn to the morning chanting. Since some of us are not that familiar with the Pali language, I think we can recite it in English today. Do you know what page it is in the book?
The morning chanting starts on page 2, right?
Page 2? Okay. To the Blessed One, the Lord who fully attained perfect enlightenment, to the teaching which he expounded so well, to the Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, to these the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, render with offerings our rightful homage. It is well for us that the Blessed One, having attained liberation, still had compassion for later generations. We must be accepted. Happiness and happiness it gives us. The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and blessed one, I render homage to the Buddha, the Blessed One. The teaching so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. The Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha. Now let us pay preliminary homage to the Buddha. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one. Now let us chant in praise of the Buddha. The Tathagata is the pure one, the perfectly enlightened one. He is impeccable in conduct and understanding, the accomplished one, the knower of the worlds. He trains perfectly those who wish to be trained. He is teacher of gods and humans. He is awake and holy. In this world with its gods, demons, and kind spirits, its seekers and sages, celestial and human beings, he has by deep insight revealed the truth. He has pointed out the Dhamma, beautiful in the beginning, beautiful in the middle, beautiful in the end. He has explained the spiritual life of complete purity in its essence and conventions. I chant my praise to the Blessed One. I bow my head to the Blessed One. Now let us chant in praise of the Dhamma. The Dhamma is well expounded by the Blessed One, apparent here and now, timeless, encouraging investigation, leading inwards, to be experienced individually by the wise. I chant my praise to this teaching. I bow my head to this truth. Now let us chant in praise of the Sangha. They are the Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, who have practiced directly, who have practiced insightfully, those who practice with integrity, that is, the four pairs, the 8 kinds of noble beings. These are the Blessed One's disciples. Such ones are worthy of gifts, worthy of hospitality, worthy of offerings, worthy of respect. that give occasion for incomparable goodness to arise in the world. I chant my praise to this Sangha. I bow my head to this Sangha. Now let us chant our salutation to the triple gem and a passage of encouragement. The Buddha, absolutely pure, with ocean-like compassion, possessing the clear sight of wisdom, destroyer of worldly self-corruption, devotedly indeed, that Buddha I revere, the teaching of the Lord like a lamp, illuminating the path and its fruit, the deathless, that which is beyond the conditioned world, devotedly indeed, that Dhamma I revere, the Sangha, the most fertile ground for cultivation, those who have realized peace, awakened after the accomplished one, noble and wise, all longing abandoned, devotedly indeed, that Sangha I revere. This salutation should be made to that which is worthy. Through the power of such good action, may all obstacles disappear. One who knows things as they are has come into the world, and he is an arahant, a perfectly awakened being, purifying the way leading out of delusion, calming and directing to perfect peace, and leading to enlightenment. This way he has made known. Having heard the teaching, we know this. Birth is dukkha, aging is dukkha, and death is dukkha. Sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair are dukkha. Association with the disliked is dukkha. Separation from the liked is dukkha. Not attaining one's wishes is dukkha. In brief, the 5 focuses of identity are dukkha. These are as follows: attachment to the body, attachment to feeling, attachment to perception, attachment to mental formations, attachment to consciousness. For the complete understanding of this, the Blessed One in his lifetime frequently instructed his disciples in just this way. In addition, he further instructed, the body is impermanent, feeling is impermanent, perception is impermanent, mental formations are impermanent, consciousness is impermanent, the body is not self, feeling is not self, perception is not self, mental formations are not self, consciousness is not self, conditions are impermanent. There is no self in the created or the uncreated. Aging and death, by sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair, bound by dukkha and obstructed by dukkha. Let us all aspire to complete freedom from suffering. The Blessed One, who long ago attained parinibbana, is our refuge. So too are the Dhamma and the Sangha. Attentively we follow the pathway of that Blessed One with all of our mindfulness and strength. May then the cultivation of this practice lead us to the end of every kind of suffering. The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and blessed one, I render homage to the Buddha, the Blessed One. The teaching so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. The Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha.